Okay, so now let's get started with the deciphering of your reading. So you have in your first house, which is the most important house, which refers to your sun sign temperament, and in general your attitude towards life right now, and your physical health and your personal appearance. And for you guys, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. These are actually beautiful cards to have. This basically means that you're ready for a fresh start. You're ready to remove all of these swords that was dug in your back. You might have felt some stabbing in the back. You might have felt like some victimized energy, victimization, or you might have felt like a victim, whether self-inflicted or by other people. But in reverse, you are letting those swords go. And swords represent you, Libra, you and Geminis and Aquarius, because swords are the air signs, which represent like communications and words and lingo and dialect and things of that sort, okay? And conversations. But in reverse, this is actually a beautiful card. It means that you're ready for a new beginning. A what better beginning to start off with than the Ace of Pentacles? The Ace of Pentacles is a fresh start. You're ready to start fresh. You're ready you're ready to start something solid, something good. You're ready to learn, lay down a foundation. You're ready to actually feel things and be practical and take action and be tangible and be like because the Pentacles represent earth signs such as Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And these signs are very practical, very down to earth, very pragmatic, and they get down to the nitty gritty, okay? They're not really that much dreamers. Like they go for things and they want to see results, and they're very calculating to make sure they get the results that they want. So these two together is actually brilliant. And then even put up with the Hangman in reverse, that's even more brilliant because it's solidifying and highlighting the fact that you're definitely ready to let something go, or let an old belief pattern or let an old way of being go. Like you're ready to, like, that doesn't serve you anymore. You're tired of feeling scattered, or you're tired of feeling insecure or down and out or weighed down, and you're ready to just start afresh with these, and you're ready to work hard to leave your mark in the world, okay? So this is what your self-image is right now, and this is your attitude towards life. Is you're ready for a change, and you're ready to be better. You're ready to shine. You want to talk up some people. You want to get that Libra talk on. I'm just kidding. Okay, and then you have in your second house of personal resources and possessions, land and materials and values and priority in life, your attitude towards money and security here. And here we see how possessive you are, and if you view people as possessions, and also reveals your priority. All right, so your priority right now is partnerships, is union, is communicating and getting things off the ground with certain partnerships, and you want to build a steady foundation. You know, whether this is to do with this is a beautiful card, the Two of Cups. The cups represent the Scorpions, the Cancers, and the Pisces, the water signs in the zodiac. They often speaks of emotional kinds of things, and intuitiveness, and nurturing and loving, creativity, kindness, deep, passionate, loyal, trustworthy, kind of like a therapist. All right. So in your second house, your personal resources and possessions and land and materials, you are thinking of partnerships or thinking of unions. Perhaps maybe you want to take something a step further with someone that you're in a partnership with, whether it's with work or whether it's with family or love, okay? And then you have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So I feel like there is some hiccups maybe. So there may be some extra caution that needs to be exercised when dealing with people, because the Wands is often about communication, swift, fast communications, and travel, even Could even mean love, or messages of love, or text messages of love, or just communications of love, or communications of union and bonding. But in reverse, it just means that maybe there is some hiccups with that that you need to work on, or maybe you need to find a different way of wording or communicating something to, or get something in writing so that something can be a little bit more official if you do want to bind up any contracts of any sort with anybody. Okay, like if you want to go into buy a house or land or something, or move in with someone, it just means to just, you know, pay attention to contracts and pay attention to what you write or what you sign, and how you're coming across. Okay. And in your third house, which is communications and personal ideas or short journeys, this is like your interaction with siblings and neighbors, and also where you live in the environment. Okay. And you have the 10 of Wands in reverse, which is great, because upright, the 10 of Wands is like you're holding everyone's burden. So maybe right now, maybe your family, you are like a leaning crutch right now for your family. Maybe some of you, your family members are leaning on you for a lot, or even if they aren't doing that, maybe you're taking on the actions like you are doing, taking on the responsibility like you are doing that. Maybe it's all in your head, but either way, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders upright, but you are releasing that, which is good. You have a few 10s in this spread, so I feel like you guys are definitely entering a new cycle, or entering into a new way of being, or a new way of life that definitely serves you well, because the 10s mean ending of something and the beginning of a new way. Okay, because then you have the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords in reverse too in your first house. So there's definitely some big major transformations that is happening for you guys, and I'm excited for you, because I love death and transformation and rebirth and rerising itself from the ashes and phoenix. I think it's a beautiful thing. All right. So you're so if this is to do with your communications also, maybe you might have had a lot of weight on your shoulders with to do with family or siblings, but you're lightening up your load a bit, and you're deciding that, you know, you want to be more charming and be more flexible and be more fluid in your movement. You're not going to be so rigid or so stiff or so stuck. Or maybe this is a family member that has been putting that on you, and then so now you're deciding that you're going to be more fluid and more, you know, go with the flow of your own rhythms of life. If you feel too much of a burden, okay, from family members or from one person in particular. And also in your fourth house, which is your psychological foundations, domestic issues, parents, and endings. I feel like there may be definitely for some of you, maybe some overbearing parents or overbearing family members, whether it's aunts, uncles, or somebody maybe a tad bit overbearing in your life, okay? Or and they may be offering assistance or offering help that you don't want or you don't need, because you have the Devil card here in reverse, which is often a good omen. Maybe you're releasing a bondage to a certain belief, or you're releasing the bondage to a certain way of being, or you're releasing the obsession over someone or over something or over a certain outcome. Because upright, the Devil talks of obsessions and bondages and self-limitation, self-limit beliefs, and obsessive, and just, you know, it's not healthy. It's not healthy bondages. It's not healthy unions. In reverse, it talks about releasing that, and it talks of wanting to change that. Okay, so maybe there is a family member that is overbearing. Maybe they are offering you something, because the Four of Cups upright often speaks of someone is offering you something, or there's a lot of opportunities around you, but you're not taking advantage of it. You're kind of being a smart ass when it's in the upright position, but in reverse it's actually a positive thing. So excuse me if I said it wrong in the beginning. I'm sorry. In reverse, this means that you're starting to notice the opportunity around you, and you're starting to look at other options, okay? Or you're starting to see the opportunities that are around you now, and that's why you're releasing yourself from whatever self-imposed beliefs that you might have had before, and releasing that there's obsessions, and now you're starting to see the forest for the trees or the fire for the forest or whatever the hell that saying is. I don't know. And then in your 5th house, which deals with your personal creativity, romance and childlike, is how creative you are in all areas of your life, whether it's to do from arts to cooking to gardening, to just the use of your hands, and what sort of lover you are, and how to transform your emotions into physical form. The relationship card in this house usually means, or for short-term romance, okay? And the funny thing is, you do have two relationship cards in this house, and they're both in reverse, and they're both 10s. So I feel like there's definitely something coming to an end. I don't know if it's a certain relationship. You may be ending a certain relationship with someone and entering into a new one with someone else, or there's a change in the way of how a relationship has been, okay? Because there needs to be a breakthrough of communication. There needs to be some sort of communication breakthrough, okay? Because it's Ace of Wands in reverse means that someone's not communicating properly, okay? There needs to be some fine print laid on a table. There needs to be, things laid out, X, Y, Z, and why this is happening this way, and why I feel this way, and why this is that. I feel like some clarity is needed, because there is not clarity in the conversation. Someone is being left out in the code, okay? And this is to do with your personal creativity. So maybe you're stifling your own personal creativity right now for the sake of your work, okay? Maybe you want to do more creative things, or maybe you want to do it but you can't because of finances, because the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, you're too worried about your finances right now, you're too worried about work. Maybe you're doing certain jobs right now that don't necessarily ignite your creative force or ignite your fire, because you also have the 10 of Cups in reverse. And the 10 of Cups, these are often happy home cards in the upright. The 10 of Pentacles often speaks of like inheritance or family stability or family structure, or being supported by a family, or having a stable support system from family. And then the 10 of Cups is just a happy home, a happy life with you and your spouse. Whether it's just not really necessarily have to be with the family that you was born into, which was this one normally relates to. But it can be just like the family that you created for yourself, but it's in reverse. So I feel like there's definitely some time spent, or some communication, and some seeds that need to be planted within a family unit, so that you guys can flourish and grow together and start to understand each other more, so that you can change these 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups to upright, and then turn this Ace of Swords to upright as well. All right, and this is in your 5th house. Personal creativity, romance, and childlike. Some of you may be having a short fling or something. Maybe it's the holidays or something. Some of you may be dealing with a short fling that feels like the real deal, but it may not be. And you may be planting your seeds and maybe feeling like you're wasting your time with this investment. For some of you, yeah? It's not going to be for all of you. Remember, this is a general reading. And then in his 6th house, which is jobs, personal health, and employees, internal health, diet, and hygiene, and how you handle everyday routine, work, or home. Okay? And you have the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is Queen of Fire. The wands represent fire, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. And they're very passionate, very aggressive, very creative. They take action. They don't really wait. They're very optimistic, very nurturing, very loving. Upright in reverse can be very overbearing, very controlling, very my way or the highway. Okay, so this Queen of Wands can represent an older woman in your life. Okay, and And this older woman may be coming with some news, maybe some news regarding to their health, or maybe some news regarding to your health, because you have the moon card in reverse. So something is going to be shed, some light is going to be shed on something. Okay, something is going to be shed into the light, something is going to be revealed to you. So maybe something about your health or something about a family member's health is going to be revealed to you. And perhaps this person may be a fire sign, or may just be an older woman who is very dominant in your life right now. Okay, or it can mean someone has advice for you to help you and your health. Maybe something about your health is coming to life. If this is not a family member, some sort of message or something is going to come regarding you or a family member's health. All right. Or this Queen of Wands in reverse can be someone that you're working with, that may be a little bit overbearing, maybe a boss of some sort. Maybe they may be putting a little bit of pressure on you. And then you also have or you maybe something may be revealed about a boss, or about someone that you're working with, a colleague. They may have stabbed you in the back or something. And then all of this and then what ties it in is the Hierophant card, which often has to do with it's a social card. It has to do with society, has to do with communities, has to do with work, organizations, communities, foundations, churches, hospitals. It can also be a very spiritual card that deals with spirituality and deals with the occult and deals with the mysteries of life and rituals and the spirituals and ancient rituals and from way back in time. But it's definitely about following some sort of order or following some sort of structure. So maybe someone is bringing some messages into your life to where you need to follow a better structure for better health, or this is a message about someone that someone needs to do that surround you, that you love, because their health may be in danger because of that. Okay, so you may receive some news or something of some sort. And then also what we have in your 7th house, we have the 8 of Pentacles and we have the 6 of Swords. And this just tells me that, and this deals with your partners, whether it's a spouse, but it's definitely a relationship that is long lasting, whether it's with business partnerships or whether it's with your spouse partnership. Okay, and I feel like you guys are just working very hard. You're getting down with the nitty gritty. You're working hard to make things better and to move on to greener pastures, and to move on to greener plains. Okay, you see this boat is moving on from hard times, and you want to go into the sunlight and drift off into the sunset, into better times. Okay, and you're diligently working hard to do that, and you're eager and you're ready to do that. You're not trying to hear nothing. You are ready to take the bull by the horns. You are ready to take control of your life. You're ready to start planting them seeds. You're ready to start, so there's no way that your dreams can't come into fruition, because you know you put in the hard work and you know you're gonna get it. All right, so I feel like you're working for, when it comes to partnerships or relationship wise, you're working towards it in the long haul. Okay, let's see what the romance angels has to say. Spirit guide, please give me a clarification on this reading for Libras and their 7th house energy for December. Libra's 7th house energy, December 2016. You deserve love. You are lovable. Okay, so yes, I feel like you and Spirit wants you to know that you deserve love. You are lovable. I don't know if you can see this. It's not really that. You deserve love. You are lovable. Okay. The message in depth for this is, these readings are long, man. This is why I don't like shuffling on camera, because it takes up too much time. I'm sorry, Libras. The romance angels are cheering you on in your quest for great love by letting you know that you deserve it. As a child of God, you are naturally a loving and lovable person, as if everyone. You have the right to be treated with kindness and respect by everyone in your life. If you had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. This card is a reassurance that you do deserve it. Okay? You're a beautiful being of God's pure love and light. No matter what any person has said or done to you, and no matter what happened in the past, God's handiwork can never be undone. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep, unconscious level. This, in turn, allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances. And you definitely deserve that. Ooh, I love tarot and oracles. This is the oracle card, okay? That's why I'm reading the description in the book. Because I ain't trying to fuck up the messages, the divine messages. Alright? And also, what we have in your 8th house of other people's possessions, legacy, things gained through others, material gains, receiving gifts or lottery, or you may make financial investments. You have the 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles to me often speaks of setting up shop, okay? And in order to set up shop, you may have to be a little bit stingy with money and save your money, because you just want to make sure you have a firm and a steady and a reliable foundation. Because remember, the Pentacles represent the earth signs, and earth signs are very responsible when it comes to money, and very on form when it comes to that. So you guys are worrying about saving your finances right now, and you're worrying about setting up shop, and that's why perhaps you're working so hard to do so, okay? Especially because you guys may be thinking of planting some seeds down. Maybe you're thinking of buying a house with your partner, or going into business with someone. You want to make sure that you have the perfect funds for that, so that you don't go into bankruptcy or anything like that. All right? And then also in your 9th house of dreams, ambitions, higher education, philosophy, religion, long distance travels and journeys, you have the King of Wands. So I feel like this is what I was saying earlier, that I feel like you guys are the gift of the gab. I feel like you guys are being very active, or you guys are traveling, or you guys are anxious to get out there and mingle in some way or the other. Even if work may be stopping you from doing so, you still want to do this at heart, okay? You want to be your charming self, or maybe some of you may be even moving, because this card can often depict a movement, all right? But I feel like some of you guys are firing ahead like the Knight of Wands, charging ahead for what you want. You're very very active, very passionate, very charming. You have a way with words, and you melt people's hearts even. Or maybe you're just eager to learn something new, or to go onto a new journey, okay? And then in your 10th house of public image, social contributions, how well you're getting on in the world, not just financially, but fulfilling your dreams and aspirations and your public image. Okay, and yes, and this takes me back to, I feel like some of you, you need to do a transformation. Okay, there's death, there's a change coming. You need to do a transformation, because some of you right now are feeling like you're not living your dreams. You're not living your dream job. You may have a job right now, but it's not your dream job. Okay, because you have the star in reverse. So maybe some of you may be feeling a little bit despair, or a little bit loss of hope, or just feeling like your dream job or your creativity has to be stifled at the moment, maybe for finances, or maybe for other family members. Okay, maybe you have to put your dreams on hold for family or whatever, but there's definitely opportunity around you. All right, so take that opportunity and death to this star in reverse, because you are the star, and change the star upright, okay, so that you can feel hopeful, and that you can feel good, and feel in good health, and all of those things, okay? So definitely, if you guys are considering a career change, because even though some of you may have a job that is paying good, if you are considering a career change, or if you are considering turning something around, then this is the time to do it. Which one is that? And then you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse as well. So some of you either may be overworking, or some of you may be feeling out of touch with 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 your true values or your true dreams, like your big aspirations. You may be feeling like they're out of touch with reality. You may be feeling like they're too big for you to aspire, or too big for you to come into fruition. But you need to let go of that mentality, okay? Because remember, there's opportunity around you. Don't sit and be like this person here. There's opportunity around you. The opportunities around you to do it. You got it. And like I said, I've met some wonderful Libras this year, okay? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Don't tell them I said that thing. And also, what's next in your 11th house? And this is the house of, you have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So right now, in the 11th house of friends and social acquaintances, how you interact with the world and reveals your attitude of giving back to charity or society. I feel like maybe some of you may be feeling like your efforts are going in vain. I feel like maybe you've planted a lot of seeds and you're waiting for your harvest. You're waiting for your harvest you're waiting for your crop to harvest. You're waiting for to see the fruition. You're ready to see your seeds and your plants flourish and grow. But you haven't seen anything yet. But just be a little bit more patient, okay? But some of you may be feeling like your efforts are going in vain with this in reverse. And then also this is paired up in conjunction with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and then the 10 of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. With all of these paired, I feel like some of you may be feeling like your efforts are going in vain, but they're not, okay? Spirit wants you to know that they're not. So just hold on. And then in your 12th house of Karma, Shadow Side, and Hidden Resources and Motivations, and if you're ignoring any hidden potential, you have the Page of Cups in reverse, and then you have the 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like this, in conjunction with the Moon card in reverse, and the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands in your personal health and employees and jobs, I feel like this is speaking of a message that you have received, because the pages often represent messages. So maybe you may have received a message that is, or maybe you need to deliver a message to someone, but you're a little bit skeptical about it, and you're not too sure if you should. Or maybe you guys are just juggling too much right now, and it's making you too over emotional, or too naive, and too over and too indecisive about something.